My camera situation is still a little bit silly, so please just bear with me while I figure it all out. Hi, hello YouTube. Hi. I have had this cardigan, I'm doing a beautiful job of showing it to you, for about 2 years I think. It was a Christmas present a couple of years ago and I really love it. It's really comfortable, it's a nice colour, and I'm gonna add flowers to it. Maybe just the sleeves, maybe the whole thing. I don't know, we'll see. This is my little yarn stash. I don't have loads of different colours, but I think I have enough for what I need. So yeah, I'm gonna pick out some yarns and make some little flowers. I used to crochet a lot. It was actually like quite a big part of my job. I used to sell like handmade crochet things and write patterns and stuff. And when I was learning, I used tutorials to learn stitches, but I never really used patterns. I'd always just make it up for myself, which I really enjoy. I really love crochet for how you can like build shapes quite organically. I did a lot of amigurumi, so like making the shapes of the characters and stuff was always really interesting. I really liked it. I think that's really cool with crochet. But anyway, that was fun and I really liked it, and it got me able to write patterns, which then like led to me being able to like write patterns for magazines and stuff, which was awesome. But when I stopped crocheting, I was like, I need to take a break from this. But crochet is awesome. So when I eventually come back to it, I should remember to use patterns. Have a nice time. Let someone else do some of the work. Yeah, anyway, I could not for the life of me find a flower pattern that I wanted. So I made it up for myself. I'm pretty sure next time I go on Pinterest, there's just going to be a whole bunch of exactly what I wanted. They're exactly the same as what I have ended up doing, because I'm sure I've seen flowers like this. I just couldn't find them. Anyway, so I can't link you to the pattern because there isn't one, but I will tell you what I'm doing so that if you want to be able to make these little flowers, then you'll be able to do it. It's been a while since I thought about patterns and stitch names and stuff, so I'm sorry if I get the names wrong or if I confuse like US and UK terms, because I've always used UK terms with crochet, but there's not really any getting away from American references on the internet, so my memory might have like merged them a little bit. So hopefully it'll make sense, it'll be fine. I'm so rusty. I'm fumbling around all over the place. Never mind. It doesn't matter, I'm still managing it. It's fine. So first I make a magic circle and then I 5 double crochet into that, and then I do 2 double crochets into each of those stitches, so there's 10 stitches altogether now, and then that's going to make 5 petals. And then this is where I change colour, and I double crochet into the first stitch, and then in the next stitch I double crochet 4 double trebles and then another double crochet, like all into that one stitch, and then I just repeat 5 times. So there are 5 of the like treble cluster stitches, and then in between each of those there's a double crochet, if that makes sense. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. I've only made 2 so far, but look at how cute it's gonna be. Oh my god.
I just pinned all the flowers to the sleeves. I think it's looking pretty good. And now I have my threads and I'm gonna sew them on. While we're crocheting things, I look at Japanese like street snaps quite a lot, and I see these little pouches, and I'm gonna make one for myself. A few months ago in the summer I made this little pouch, and I quite like the, what is this, like trellisy kind of pattern, so I think I'm gonna do something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna make a little pouch. I need to stop looking at my face and look at the lens. Here I am, picking out some colours, trying to make a decision. It's the hardest part, really. That mark that you can see on the carpet is where a few weeks ago the bulb flew out of the light fitting and melted a small patch of the carpet. It's a fun fact for you there. But yeah, I think I settled on the pink. I was going to use that fluffy one, but it was just too difficult to see what I was doing. This oval piece is like the base where I was doing increases on the bends so that I could get a flat shape, like as big as I needed it to fit a phone in there. And then this is to build up the sides. I just stopped doing increases so that it would start going upwards rather than outwards. And then I was using double crochet just to build it up. I never know how much footage like this to leave in. I always feel like the first time I watch it, I quite like watching people just do things, but then when you're editing a video, it seems to get a bit long and repetitive because I've watched it like 5 times. So I feel like there's too much of it, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, see, I was just checking that the phone fit, and I've got a case coming for my phone as well, so I made it a little bit wider so that once it had a case on it, it would still fit in there. I thought it'd be nice to be able to fit in like a lip balm or like hand sanitizer or something as well. So I made it a little bit bigger than my phone, so that I could fit things in my pouch. Voiceovers are hard. I don't know what to say.
can see here that I've started doing the, I don't know, is it trellis pattern? Which, like I said, I was doing double crochet just to build up the bulk of it, and then for the trellis I do like a treble stitch and then chain 2 and then miss 2 stitches of the row that you're working into and do another treble, so that the gap you leave is the same as the chains that you work, and then that's how you get the little hole, like makes a little square out of the treble stitches and the space and the chains. I always like explain something and then keep going and make it more confusing. It's a special skill that I have. I'm sorry if the audio for this voiceover bit sounds really weird. I'm gonna cut it a lot because I keep sniffing and I'm just like not talking for like a minute at a time, but also sniffing a lot. So I'm gonna just chop it about. So if the sound is a little bit weird, that is why. But I don't know. Do you want to hear me sniff? Probably not. I mean, you're gonna. I sniff all the fucking time. You will be hearing me sniff, but I can at least cut out the unnecessary ones. Have I got all the way around there? After doing the trellisy row, I just go back to doing double crochet. I think for this I did like 3 rows of double crochet in between the treble row, like the treble and chains row. But you can just, like how I was doing on here, like just go by eye, just make a pattern that looks nice. I didn't count how round it was either, so there's a bit of a weird space down the back of the pouch where the trellisy bit doesn't quite match up like you would if you were trying to do it really, really special nice. But I don't think it matters. I quite like that it's just like, I don't know, it is what it is. So there's like a bit of a chunky bit where there probably should be another gap, but there just wasn't enough space for another gap. But I think that's fine, so yeah, it's more enjoyable to just go with it and see what you end up with, I think. And then yeah, here's where I got to. I've got all these little clips as I was working through it, but I don't really have anything else to explain. I think it looks really cool. I like the little trellisy type gaps. And then that, I think, was all the way to the top. It was as long as I was going to make it. And then I started working rows back and forth across just the back section. I changed colour because I ran out of pink, but also I do think it ended up looking much better than if I'd gone all pink. But yeah, so I just made a flap on the back so that I could keep my phone safe in there. And then I used some thinner yarn to go around the edge of the yellow piece, and that bit in the middle is just like 4 chains so that I'll be able to latch over this cute little flower bead that I put on there. This is very difficult to do with my left hand and holding my phone, but we get there. And yeah, pouch. I think it's cute. And then I wanted to add a handle to it. And beads, because you've got to have beads. But yeah, I got some really long pieces of yarn and I wrapped some of it around pegs just to keep it a little bit more organised. And the end I literally just tied through one of the stitches on the pouch, and I added the beads, and then I plaited that yarn until it was like the length that I needed it to be. I just kept like trying it on until it was right, and then I added beads to that end and tied it through the pouch as well, and then it's finished. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's so cute. It's going to be so useful because I always use a backpack, so having easy access to a couple of little things, mainly my phone, will be useful as well as adorable. I love it so much. I had a really bad night's sleep, so I feel like I look awful, but I have this adorable cardigan now, and also this adorable pouch, so maybe it's fine. It's okay. I'm so pleased with them. I don't know where the camera is on this thing. Is it that thing at the top? I think they turned out really nice. Oh, they're cute. Yes, they're so cute. I don't know how to end videos, but thank you for watching. I hope that you will also cover your stuff in flowers or whatever you like, because I think everyone should be doing it, because look, it's such a fun time. I don't know what I'm talking about, but thank you for watching my video, and goodbye. Why is it fucking up? Why? Eh.